Hola amigos, I am Pedro Boy de Pedro, aka Texan Spaniard on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, Texan Spaniard Studios on Patreon and Coffee, and this is the audio version of Pedro is Marking Out, a blog of wrestling reviews that you can find on my coffee at ko-fi.com/Texan Spaniard Studios. If you want to read the text-only versions, go there, and if you want to just hear them in audio, keep listening to this. And if you feel like donating, you can do that too at my coffee. All donations are appreciated. Thanks, and on to the blog read. Hola amigos, sorry I didn't have any reviews for you to read yesterday, but here we go with more PIMO, aka Pedro is Marking Out. Going to take a look at the big GAEAISM show from June 13th, but first, let's take a look at Arisa Hoshiki making a semi-return to pro wrestling in ARG, Acting Girls, since her retirement last year from Stardom. Acting Girls, June 12th, 2021. I hope I have the date right. Arisa Hoshiki versus, I'm not sure how to say this name, Anemone? Anemone? I'm just going to say Anemone. I don't know what I was expecting, but to be honest, this was not bad at all. The strikes were definitely much lighter than, say, when Hoshiki was in Stardom. Everything here had a bit of a soft touch, but they did take some actual bumps off the drop kicks and body slams. The wrestling and grappling bits were honestly more solid than your average Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling match, and I'm not trying to anger that fan base, but it is the truth. There are also scripted drama theater elements to this match, and things going on outside of it that were different, but at the same time, not that out of place with pro wrestling. All I can say is this really wasn't bad. It wasn't something to go out of your way to watch either, but it was decent. Hoshiki seemed to enjoy herself out there, as did her opponent, and I'm kind of imagining Arisa versus Act in this environment down the road. That could be fun. Not going to give it a rating because it just is a bit outside of real pro wrestling in a way to do that, but it wasn't bad. Decent fun. So GAEAISM, June 13th, 2021, Sendai Girls and Marvelous Promotions have been feuding for more than a year to build up this massive show. They got delayed a few times due to COVID-related troubles. But finally it is here, and I'm going to start on it now because it is a nearly 4-hour show, so it may take me more than one of these to get through it all. So let's do this. Manami, Yurika Oka, and Kanon, who knows, from Sendai Girls versus Mei Hoshizuki, Maria, and Mikoto Shindo from Marvelous. Oh my god, this was way better than I was expecting it to be. Some of the youngest wrestlers of both promotions fight it out in an intense 6-woman tag match to open the show. Kanon is only 15 years old and just debuted last year and has had the least amount of ring experience of anyone in this match, and the poor girl has a bloody nose just moments in. What she lacks in polish and experience, she makes up for in fighting spirit. That girl took a beating in this match and sold it too. Overall, the Sendai Girls team sold so much more than the Marvelous team did here. You would never know that the Marvelous team on average had more age and experience over the Sendai team from that aspect. Maria did not want to sell anything, which was kind of annoying, but worked in the sense that it made me root for Team Sendai Girls all the harder because of it. Mikoto Shindo sold a bit, but not a lot. Mei definitely sold, and there's a reason both her and Manami from Team Sendai looked a class above everyone else in this match. They are better at working than everyone else in this match, but this doesn't mean that Kanon and Yurika Oka brought nothing to this. Both girls definitely brought a lot of fire and a willingness to eat a beating and sell a beating that paid off for the finishing stretch. Late in the match, Mei puts the crab hold on poor Kanon and stretches the hell out of her, folding her in half so many times. Kanon cries with such pain. I almost choked up because it seemed so genuine. Manami, 17 years old, was trying to get to her younger teammate to save her, but no selling Maria was preventing that, and at one point Maria had Manami tied up in the corner with Manami reaching in futility for Kanon's outstretched hand while the poor teenager cried as Mei destroyed her with the crab hold. To her credit, Kanon cried and fought through a long hell to reach those ropes, and when she reached them, that was legit awesome. It felt genuinely earned, and on the flip side, Mei's frustration that all that abuse couldn't put this kid away was also very genuine and real. May tried a series of shoot pins, but Cannon kept escaping. But the real purpose of the shoot pins is to use up all of the poor girl's energy, so when a dropkick barrage hit her next, Cannon was out of juice to save herself, and with her teammates all being kept from saving her, it was over. Marvelous got the intense, hard-fought win. A tearful Manami running past May to check on poor Cannon wasn't focused on, but I found that little moment very moving. Manami didn't get to do much compared to some of the other players in this match, but what she did, you could see why she is such a highly thought of young star in the Joshi scene. I really enjoy this. It was compelling, hard-fought drama, and what some of these girls lacked in smoothness, they made up for in passion and story. Good stuff. I'm going 2 3/4 stars. I skipped the men's match to get to the more pertinent Gaia-related content. The Great Sasuke versus Sakura Hirota. When I was younger, I was quite fond of Sakura Hirota's comedy matches in Gaia. I even had a little fan page for her once upon a time. But in 2021, I find that while I did enjoy some of the antics here in this comedy match versus the Great Sasuke, I also kind of wanted it to hurry along and maybe be 5 or 7 minutes shorter than it was. Hirota dressed up as Akira Hakuto and even came out to Oro Delay as her entrance theme, and they did some funny stuff here, but it just kind of dragged and went on for 10 minutes when it could have just been 3 or 4 minutes and would have been more than enough. Anyways, the finger poke to the taint was too much for Sasuke, and Hirota retained her cosplay title belt, which I was happy to see that belt again after all these years. Fun to a degree, but went on way too long. 1 star. So, hardcore match. Dash Chisako versus Hibiki. I like Dash a lot, and I think Sendai Girls has long made a mistake not giving her at least 1 token run with their world title this far into her career. She's been a part of many of the promotion's most memorable moments through the years, and really should have gotten that nod by this point. All of that praise being said, I gotta be honest, she kinda held this match back. She just didn't give much to Hibiki. Hibiki did so much in the build-up to this show to get Dash to face her, and for all of that to lead to a mostly one-sided ass-kicking by the smaller veteran opponent seemed a bit misguided. Yes, Dash totally should go over in this match, and she did. I don't want anyone to worry about that. But she should have given Hibiki more. She gave her so little shine in this match that after the build-up in the storyline, it kind of made Hibiki look like a joke. This was like 85% Dash kicking Hibiki's ass all over the arena and in the ring, and getting up from any big spot Hibiki was given very quickly, thus nullifying any overness it could have given the younger, marvelous wrestler. Dash had the biggest spots, 2 high dives off of platforms in the arena and stage, the big victorious high spots off the ladder at the end of the match, and that along with her kicking Hibiki's ass everywhere really made this almost a long squash match. Hibiki did get a superplex off the ladder and then wrapped herself in a barbed wire for a splash off the ladder, but Dash dodged that before Hibiki even leapt off, so it made Hibiki look dumb on top of everything else, leaping off when no one was there before she did so. Chisako's frog splash off the ladder into the wrapped on barbed wire Hibiki to finish the match was spectacular, and again, as I said at the top of this, I like Dash a lot. But this match was kind of frustrating. It could have been a really fun Carnage Fest with Chisako making Hibiki into a bigger star in defeat, i.e. Hibiki losing, but instead was a prolonged squash of sports that made a prolonged squash of sorts that made Hibiki look like an ineffective loser. I wanted to like this, but I really did not. It was a frustrating watch. 1.5 stars for the spots. Bit of a frustrating watch there at the end, but there are still at least 2 more matches to go, so tomorrow I will finish this big show up. Catch y'all next time when I catch more of this show.